How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Rallet, and welcome to Poke Forward. Today I'm going to be taking a look at some recent Pokemon leaks, rumors, stuff like that. Let's get into the first thing right away. Starting things off with this post right here from Soul Silver Art, who's quote tweeting a tweet from Eclipse. Now, Eclipse is a kind of I don't know if you want to call him a leaker, but he's like a theorist. Sometimes he puts out rumors, sometimes he puts out analyses, but specifically what he did this time was about 4 hours ago. He specifically tweeted out this: we'll be getting Pokemon news next week. He said this today, okay, 4 hours ago, which means next week, that would be, starting of April, aka April 3rd, which would be Monday, is when that week starts off and all that. And he says, we're getting news next week. And then, of course, we had the tweet here from Soul Silver, who says the following: if true, I imagine it's a Home and Scarlet and Violet integration announcement with how Pokemon Bank works now, too. Then possibly sleep news, and that's it. But if we let the copium take over, maybe announcing a Rayquaza raid to celebrate the new anime, maybe a tiny tease to the DLC, maybe a mythical question mark, sad face, we'll see. Thing is, we don't really know when this news, if it is actually going to happen, when it will happen. That's the big issue, right? We don't actually know if it is real, how real it is, right? When will it actually show up? That's kind of one of the big issues with this. However, one of the things we do know, though, is that there's a lot of things and theories that we can talk about. So let's talk about some of those, which is, of course, going to be the posts here from Soul Silver. Here's one of the ones he made recently. He says here, is Terapagos the third legendary and the Pokemon Professor Heath have spoken about? Now, you guys may know that this picture here clearly is Terapagos. It just looks like him. And it just makes sense, to be fairly honest. But here's what he has to say, though, about this whole thing. It's a big post. I would highly recommend checking out, this whole thing on your own if you don't want to listen to me. But I'll give you a quick sort of explanation. So here's what he says. Is Terapagos the third legendary / the Pokemon the Professor / Heath spoke about? Well, I may lean one way. All options are possible until official confirmation. But you know that leak that everyone believes? Everyone has overlooked that it says the third legendary is a large blue turtle. That's pretty clear to me. However, is that blue turtle the same as Terapagos? 99% sure yes. Then there's the issue of Terapagos' name not fitting with the blank letters in the professor's note. As you can see in the disc Pokemon page in the Scarlet and Violet book, one of those blank pages, spaces can equal more than one letter, which in my opinion throw this argument out entirely. The biggest thing against it being the third legendary is that it's only has Terapagos on its shell, or pentagon, sorry, on its shell. But as you can see, when you put together, the pentagons make hexagons. They can possibly be pentagonal interlocking plates, which could be yet another misconception from Area Zero. We know Heath's Scarlet and Violet book and info from Area Zero isn't always accurate. What people see or describe there isn't always true, like the Walking Wake or other paradoxes. With something as mysterious as Terapagos, they could have easily seen it wrong. All this could be put together just to point it to being a third legendary, with a form change that reveals this through power, in my opinion. And of course, if you guys don't remember this actual leak, this post, it basically said the following, which was that I'm a programmer at an outsourcing company. My English is very poor, so I use machine translation. The theme of the DLC is the hidden treasure of Area Zero and Hexagon, which is true. Version 1.2.0 includes dressable clothes as a reward for DLC purchases, which was true. Will include Uraminamo Tutsunosaya, which are the Paradox Suicune and Paradox Virizion, Water Dragon, and Grass Psychic, which were true. A mystery Pokemon with a green mask, which was true as well. That's Ogerpon, I think. Special Terrestrial appearances, which means that's going to be like the Terra Max type of thing, which is kind of the biggest deal here. It's one of the biggest features that we don't really know much about, but it's basically going to be how Gigantamaxing is an actual physical change of a Pokemon compared to, Dynamaxing, which is like basically Dynamaxing is available for everyone, the same way the Terrestrial is available to everyone. This new feature is going to be just like Gigantamaxing, where it's only available to certain Pokemon and makes them look different. Either way, the third legendary Pokemon is a large blue turtle. We're working on graphics enhancement patch for the new Nintendo Switch models that will be released alongside DLC 2. So there you go. And there was, of course, somebody down here with a post who was trying to go against the whole, that it isn't really hexagons, pentagons, etc. Which I don't really know if that really matters, but at the end of the day, here is a bit of a mock-up from Kip. I'm going to leave a like on this. Did a mock-up of the Terapagos shell pattern. The only placement I can confirm are the Ghost Rock in the ground, but I used the type wheel in Mesagosa to fill in as best as I could. And it looks pretty accurate, I'm not even gonna lie. It looks pretty solid. And as said here by Zizzle, those saying Terapagos can't be the third legendary because the plates are pentagons, not hexagons, look at each cluster of the three types. Counting the outsides of each cluster equals to 6 sides or hexagon. A stretch could be, but still worth noting. And again, interesting case, interesting situation. I would love to see what you guys' thoughts are on that. And let's move on to the next thing. This comes to us again from Soul Silver Art, which says the following: if the sphere that Terrapico sits on / guards the actual disc Pokemon that Heath couldn't tell was alive or not, and is the actual hidden treasure of Area Zero, I can totally see it being based off of a Fabergé egg. That is similarities that are uncanny. These eggs are symbols of royalty and treasure and wealth. I think they used to be very popular in like the old Russian Empire. I think that's like a lot of those were made. Either way, they're adorned with gems. Most times they have crowns on top of them, and sometimes have a few animals encircling them. Look at the first one with the dragon around it, and lastly, many of them open up to store or place an even greater treasure inside. I'm just saying. And it actually makes total sense. I'm not even going to lie. And it does kind of fit interestingly well with one of the new characters from the new anime, the male character, and his little Pokeball that he can't seem to open or something. It's really a strange situation. I've seen a few theories about it, but there's a lot of wide-ranging, thoughts and opinions on that. Here is the next thing, though, which is also from Soul, who says, the hidden treasure in Raid Den Part 2. It's a very interesting connection. You can see right here. Let's see. It says, I don't know, just spitballing, and then the mightiest mark looks very much like a crown, and just like the crown right there. Come to think of it, the battle against Terrapagos will probably be a raid battle. Wouldn't be the first time for a legendary, would it? And we've got 2 potential party members already. I wonder who the 4th could be. And then, of course, down here, here's part 1 that posted earlier today. It's actually a little suspicious and connects really well. And it says, the hidden treasure is in a raid den. I think it's very possible. I think it's very, very possible that it could actually end up happening. I do think it could be definitely a possibility. But yeah, so that was some of the stuff. There is a few more things that I think I may have missed. So we're just going to jump over to his Twitter right here and see some of the stuff that we may have actually kind of dodged by accident. Because there's definitely some stuff that needs to be mentioned. I think one of the posts was very specific, but it was kind of to do with the brand new anime and how like specifically the Pokeball, its connections possibly, and what that could have to some stuff. Unfortunately though, I can't seem to find that exact post, which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. If I do find it, I'll make another video talking about it if it's really important to mention. But for the most part, I think we've gone through most of the stuff here that had to be mentioned. And yeah, that's pretty much it. As you guys may have noticed, there's not really much to talk about at the moment. It's pretty dry in terms of news. It's pretty, it's pretty tame at the moment, okay? It's going to be a bit dead for a while, but we will see stuff showing up sooner or later. So yeah, either way, I want to thank you all guys for watching. Thank you all guys for coming through. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. And as per usual, I will see you guys in the next one. Also, hope you guys like the new camera. I've been kind of, or not new camera, it's an old camera, but I've kind of messed around with my setup a little bit, trying to make the camera look a little bit better. But yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out and bye-bye, ladies and gentlemen.